as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the elite group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the contender group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks, to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams, as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the elite group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the contender group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks, to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite Group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender Group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks, to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite Group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender Group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, Phase 1, All 8 teams are included in a single group, where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams, as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite Group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender Group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks, to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group, where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams, as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite Group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender Group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks, to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2, witness teams from both groups compete in a single round-robin format within their same group. For the elites, this is their chance to secure advancement to the upper bracket round 2 of the playoffs. As for the contenders, be ready to see some of them say their goodbyes. In the playoffs, the 6 remaining teams will brawl in 10 total grueling best-of-5 blood fights in a double elimination bracket. 3 consecutive victories will result in a chance for royalty, while 2 defeats mean the end of a valiant journey. Legacies either move forward or are cut short. Here in the finals, experience a grand bout between a challenger from a victorious path and an adversary that has once tasted setbacks to determine who will be crowned champion of the CrossFire West League Season 1. Not a memory, a movie. Every round, every map, every series is a mark of a continuous history. This is the road of recovery for the old glory. CrossFire West League, reclaim the throne. Welcome to the first season of CrossFire West League 2026. See this year's start of the Western League as 8 participating teams from all over the CrossFire West region battle it out in March to May in order to claim the throne and compete over a total prize pool of $228,000. For the first season of 2026, get treated to 3 months of high-stakes action, as the season consists of 2 regular season phases and a double elimination playoffs where legends are created. In the regular season, Phase 1, all 8 teams are included in a single group where they all play best of 3 matches in a single round-robin format. Support your favorite teams as every match counts here. Every performance in Phase 1 will determine which 4 teams will be part of the Elite group, where they are guaranteed playoffs, while the other 4 teams in the Contender group will either fight for playoffs or relegation. Expect no resets, as results accumulated in Phase 1 are carried over in the next phase of the competition. In the regular season Phase 2,
this is exactly the kind of game and performance I wanted to see.
This is the Hail Mary.
Every individual player is bringing their A game right now.
That's what I'm talking about. I've had enough of being quiet. I want to get things moving.
Madison not able to get
Free, oh my word, straight out through that smoke just recently. Tate has what about risk here? Yes, Trevor very scared going for that quick.
Hello and welcome. Good afternoon to all of you tuning in here to the West League. We got a delicious feast of Crossfire here today. 4 best of 3s at hand. It's myself and the legend himself, Penguin, to take us over here at the desk. So, Penguin, first of all, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing good and very excited for this spicy day. 4 games, 2 of them is very hot.
Yeah, it's going to be really intriguing. I think that we're going to be starting with one of the easier ones a bit, though. So, maybe you can talk about the day as a whole, right? Like, it is still the group stage, of course. We got the big game of Vitality, who last year said that they can beat anyone. This year, they walked in and in the interview, they just said, hey, it's group stages. It doesn't really matter that much. Maybe they're focused more on phase 2. So could that be a sign that, as you said, they're going to be hiding some strats for now and keep it for phase 2 or playoffs?
Well, definitely, this is what it's gonna top tier teams are always doing. I'm talking about maybe LCK and Vitality. Usually they do the same. They play with some certain style or play style in the group stage, and then suddenly when it turns out to the playoffs, you see different team, different lineups of the lineups of flashes, utility usage, flanks, fakes. So that's how you kind of, if you underestimate them on the group stage, they're gonna punish you on the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, we talk about that. We talk about the long term, but there's a new team around the block here. We're going to see the first look of Anubis for this year. So this is going to be also another intriguing matchup. Of course, them going up against IMPERIUM, who is starting to look a little bit better. But, like, do you think that, what is the expectations, right? We don't know anything about the Anubis team. We just know the name value. Do you think that they're going to be like a mid-table team in the B tier, as you've said? Or do you think that maybe now we've seen the left even swamp themselves, that maybe you're starting to feel a little bit of doubt about them being on the same tier as them and 3BL?
Well, starting for Anubis when this is going to be their first show on the stage, it's going to be a tough one for them, especially that this is the first game. Usually the first game is the game that where things are not going the way you like, because there are other circumstances going to happen, maybe some technical issues, maybe some strat-wise issues, maybe things that you practiced on, and when it goes to the, we're talking about the regular season, it's not going to work. So these things going to be appearing on the first game. So they are playing versus IMPERIUM. Yes, IMPERIUM, that's a team that you would love to play on day one. But the thing is also, if you did not perform a very good performance, or did not show a very good performance, and maybe you dominate them on the first day, then it's gonna be very shaky for you, because that's the easiest match on paper for you. So you should be not only winning 2-0 because everybody's expecting Anubis to win 2-0, but also in a dominant and fashion way. This is your statement. This is your first game, so they need to give everything for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I feel like with the trivia part of the day, we pretty much have actually a really important tangent to talk about. Of course, you being one of the most decorated players in the West League as a whole, with Myth Gaming later now to be TBI, as they rebranded. You won the league 3 times in a row, right?
Yeah.
There's a chance for what was Rock Esports last year, Vitality, to equal that tally if they win this season. Do you think that they got it? Do you think the LCK is going to catch up to them? There's definitely a lot of storylines, even in that one best of 3. But let's just focus on Vitality here. Do they have what it takes to be a 3-peat?
Honestly, they should have also went into a 4-peat or 5-peat, I believe, because there was a game on 2024 Season 2 where Rock Esports, formerly 3BL, was at that time, the same roster were under the name of 3BL, and they lost a 2-0 lead, and then suddenly LCK came back. So it would be Season 1 of 2024, Season 2 2024, Season 1 2025, Season 2 2025, and they're going for Season 1 2026. So they could have been a 5-peat, not only a 4-peat. So these guys, yes, definitely, they can do it, and they deserve it.
How do you feel about that? Like, personally, of course, like them taking your place, maybe that's gonna be, like, I don't know, like, it's a succession.
They're gonna equalize it still.
Yeah, like, look, it's a succession. I'm sure that you're happy for them that they've shown such a good result in EWC and even in Stars. But do you think that this is the generation that can take the leap for the West League and make us competitive? Like, between them, LCK, Nemesis, are those 3 teams strong enough to maybe finally get to playoffs?
Well, that's the point, actually. If you're asking me if I'm going to be happy if they win the league, yes, definitely. I prefer anybody who puts a hard effort going together as a team and just go some strategies, just build everything to win the league. Yes, even it's Vitality, LCK, we wish the best is to win. The question is, we want someone to top up these achievements with something globally. Because when Team Mess was arise, our region was kind of behind. Yes, it was good on back on 2016 when Flipside Tactics went to the finals by the lead of 7, but then after that, our region is just vanished from the competitive stage from global stage. So if you want to top up this, we need someone to go onto the stage and go just elevate this performance into a better performance throughout our region. And this was our main concern on Team S, and we couldn't do it. I believe that Vitality has the guts to do it. Now the guys are more experienced and they have more power to do it.
Yeah, well, you know, as you spoke about it, there's definitely power to them, but I'm gonna give the power to you right now because we have our next mini game of the week. It's gonna be a Would You Rather or This or That kind of segment where we're gonna ask Penguin 2 questions and we're gonna see what he actually thinks about those. Which one of those 2 would he rather have? To start things off, question 1 is going to be: would you rather be the star player of a bottom 4 team or be the least impactful, least significant player of a top 4 team?
No, definitely the least significant player for the top 4 team. I don't want to be the
You just want to win? You just want to win, that's it.
Yeah, I want to be on top 4, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see, like, hey, maybe I can be the star player for bottom 4 team. They can pick me up a year or 2 later. There's definitely an argument to be made there.
No, let's go for top 4. I like this.
Okay. Okay. Then next up, our 2 next questions is: would you rather be a mechanical? Would you rather have a mechanical god as a teammate or have an IGL with below average mechanics?
Well, I would like to have a IGL with below average mechanics because I experienced that with JO. He was not an average mechanics, but he was IGLing and he was leading the team perfectly, and it was the best time for Team Mess until he stepped down from IGL.
Yeah, I mean, hey, here's the thing, it's called the IGL tax for a reason, and I guess IGLs are always going to be so important, mechanics regardless. Of course, if they can shoot as well, that's the scary part of the game, but well, we got 2 more.
For the team.
Yeah, we got 2 more. Would you rather have career high in frags, like this is like your kill record, right, of all time on the loss, or win without getting a single kill?
I don't care about the kills, and whoever played with me or against me, especially maybe Snare, maybe my teammates, they know that I just go in. That's it. I die, it's fine. You guys gonna get the win. I don't care about my score. I don't think about it. I just go in, get the win. If the win is here, okay, I'm happy. So I don't care about the kills at all.
The good Samaritan had the soldier of the team, I guess. Yeah,
win is a win, man.
Hey, it's good to have some ego, though. Like, if you ask Horus, Horus is going to tell you, I want to get killed. Of course he wants to win more.
No. Horus
but
is
he
going
would
to
want...
No. Horus is going to go no kills but a win because he's an entry.
Yeah, I know, but that's my point. It's like, Horus, of course, would rather choose winning, right? But he also wants to get kills. Like, it's not like he doesn't want to get killed. But, like, if you're put between those 2,
I don't need a loss. So I just need a win. Everybody on top 4 or maybe have this mentality is gonna go just, I need a win. I don't care about myself.
Well, speaking of Horus and Snare and those guys at Vitality, the question then becomes: would you rather lose a championship 3-2 or would you rather lose it 3-0? Because this is how they lost, as you said, in 2024.
No.
2 threes, too close to comfort. Maybe it hurts a little bit more.
Yeah, it depends. If I'm ahead 2-0, no, definitely let me lose 3-0, man, because it's just an unfortunate day. But having it winning 2-0 and losing all the end, I don't know how good the mentality of the guys of Vitality having, because they lost it twice and they kept their composure. I might lose my mind if these 2 happened for me. And by the way, I did 1 versus Anubis, Snare and Snake, so these guys just have some immune protection from such kind of comebacks, where it happened back of 2022 when Anubis were winning 2-0 in the CFS promotion to the championship in Vietnam, and they were winning 2-0, and then we flipped it 3-2. I remember even that day my coach went to sleep. He thought that it's just 3-0. So no, I would rather lose 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Of course, I'll always have to say, like, from a neutral perspective, from someone who hasn't competed, I always like to see the 5 games, right? You always want to see the 3-2, but of course, from a player perspective, it's
as a player, no.
yeah. I get it. You know, if you're already 2-0 down, I guess you might as well just lose 3-0. don't really worry about the mental aspect of things. But well, actually, one of those two teams, at least when Famous was on their side, that's when they won 3-2 in the regionals to get to Stars. And Famous was the best performing players last year in CrossFire Stars of everyone in the West League. Now, though, he's with a new team. He's with unKnights. And he has to face some of his former teammates. So that must have, like, again, you know, we talked about this whenever we saw a couple of guys from Vitality playing against 3BL. And now we're going to talk about it again for Famous. Like, how does that feel as a player?
Well, as you said, Famous was the best CF West League player, because we're talking about the CF West League. It includes the North American region. It includes also the EUMENA region. But talking about EUMENA region, it was Raffin that is representing Team Nemesis right now. However, as we can see, that's the tournament overview. Phase 1, Phase 2. I like this format. You are having Phase 1, you're having Phase 2. So you're going to play everybody. Then you're going to play your contender group or your elite group. Top 6 teams going to go to the playoffs. That means that we're going to be seeing new teams going into the playoffs. It's not the basic top 3 only that we always see, which is Nemesis, LCK, and Vitality. No, there is gonna be 3 other teams added to this, and of course the prize pool is huge. I guess one of the largest prize pools in all the competitive games. So that makes it quite interesting for you to go to the playoffs. You would like to secure the top 4 prize pools, not only these but also being in the playoffs.
Yeah, of course. You know, I also do really like the new format. I like the new compound, but here's the thing. You know, we talk about the things that we like. How about we actually switch it up a little bit? I don't like New Mexico. Is there a map in that pool that you always avoided when you were playing in TBI or in Myth?
Compound, probably, because I don't like Compound. I don't know how to play Compound. I used to hate Compound that much because I had some struggles playing it, so maybe as a player and as an IGL. However, New Mexico, the old Mexico was just globally biased by 90%. So you can lose the first half in Blacklist 1-8, probably, maybe 2-7, which is completely fine. You feel like you won the game. But this New Mexico just balanced things, and New Compound balancing things. So the change in New Mexico, New Compound, honestly, I liked so much. I didn't play them competitively, but however, when I watched the players playing this game, or when I play casually with my friends, or just an offline tournaments, maybe friendly tournaments, I like the way that they shuffle these maps.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. For me, my reason of not liking New Mexico as much, it just has got to do with how much this map, even in this newer iteration, relies on some timings, right? Like, there are a couple of crosses that if it doesn't work your way, if, like, you are playing GR, you look just at the other angle for a split second, and a BL player swings out, or even vice versa. Like, it works both ways. There's literally a time and a place where you could lose a round just on 2 timings of those.
Yeah.
And from there, as you said, just like the Black Widow, it can snowball a little bit. And luckily enough, today we got 4 games, so we're going to see all 8 teams in action. But of course, we've seen them in action for the first 2 days, and it has led Vitality and LCK to be top of the charts, both of them without a loss to speak of as of yet. The same can be said for unKnights, who only played 1 game, and there are 2 teams that have played twice, have not found the win in 3BL Galaxy and IMPERIUM. Swamp played once, lost once, and now they're going to be playing their second game against their old teammates. And I guess, of course, the debut of Anubis against IMPERIUM is going to be another intriguing one. But yeah, like, I feel like the standings is almost unraveling in the way that we expected. Like, unKnights still in the top 4. That's the top 4 that I expected to have. But I'm just a little bit intrigued about the placements once we got to the end of week 2. Because, again, it's still too early to decide. Only 1 round of games. Once we get to the next schedule set on week 2, that's where things got interesting. But here today, as we can tell, that is a really, really delightful amount of crossfire. Maybe too much for my own energy to handle. We'll see how we're going to pan out at the end of the day. But, you know, like, of course, LCK Vitality has got to be match of the day for you, right?
Yeah, match of the day gonna be LCK Vitality and also 3BL versus Nemesis, because these 2 teams also, Alucard is meeting back his old teammates and also his old organization, so it's also a revenge for Alucard. That's a special game for him. In addition, also Vitality and LCK, that's what we call an early finale, because you usually watch these 2 guys playing in the finals for the past maybe 3 or 4 seasons. except the season that Anubis phenomenally went to the playoffs and they actually had it into their hands. And by the way, almost also Vitality at this time, they almost threw a 2-0 lead because Anubis came back, but they closed it on map port, and Anubis claimed the second place.
Yeah, I feel like Nemesis 3BL Galaxy is the one that could maybe actually stand some ground for an upset. I say that, but
yeah, exactly.
we've seen a lot of good work from Swamp as well yesterday, and maybe that's one of the things that I'm like a little bit intrigued about is like Swamp and their level with the German duo coming over to the team. How much can that do to them? Because I feel like Awesome is always a consistent player, right? He goes stepped on because like he's not, I guess, a franchise player, right? He's not a Spoxy, he's not an Alucard who can pop off at times, but he's really solid at what he does.
Yeah, Awesome was one of the best players in 2021 when I used to play versus him in Lazarus. When he moved from GV to Lazarus and he kept moving to other teams, he was one of the best players. So honestly, yeah, we can see a good performance from him. And as we can see, the unKnights now, and for the first time, I believe that Famous is going to be versus his old teammate or his ex-teammate, the one that he played with for 10 years, which is going to be Famous versus Guys. I've never thought that I would see those two guys battling versus each other, because I thought maybe Famous is going to retire, Kais is going to play, or Kais is going to retire and Famous is going to play. I just thought about it like this, but I never thought that we can see Famous actually battling versus Kais in some sort of games, and definitely it's in West League.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even though that Famous have gone to a team that definitely have a lot more potential to do damage both domestically and internationally, I'm pretty sure that there's not really a lot of love lost, because as you can tell, like from the two sides, they just talk about it, right? Like it's good vibes, the energy is good. Famous, of course, as you can tell there, out from Swamp, Snox as well. Each of them have gone their own way, of course, but like I still think that the duo of Kais and Josh is still definitely pretty solid. But like LSN has been excellent for the game that they've played, and Awesome and Jin again is always gonna be some of the most stable players here in the West League.
Yeah, well, and Famous as well. I would like, if I'm thinking if I'm Famous right now, and yes, I'm playing on unKnights, but now he's going to be playing the CFS qualifiers on the EUMENA, which is he's going to be facing Vitality, LCK, and also Team Nemesis. So in my opinion, Famous, if Season 1 didn't go as well as you expected, maybe you go to finals. Rather than that, please go back to NA. We need to see you on CFS. I don't want Famous to miss the CFS, not as Famous the character, Famous the player, because he always like makes us proud as West League players, because he's one of the best in the game, maybe probably the best also in the game globally, not only locally.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like most of us here are Team Famous, but then there's Sekio who decided in the predictions to be Team K. So I mean, hey, it definitely would feel good for Swamp. It would feel really amazing if the best team from North America is still able to beat Famous. You know, they're like, hey, we're not Team Famous, we're Swamp. We can definitely do damage on our own, and that will be a great success story for them. The upset that they almost got yesterday might happening be here today. I mean, unKnights in the games that they played, I didn't really feel like we've seen the worst look at them. Again, 3BL proven how dangerous they are yesterday, and for unKnights, when they played on day one, they were really solid when it comes down to holding the line. We haven't seen Famous be that super hard carry that he was for Swamp at times in the North American regionals, and that was his ticket, of course, to Stars in 2025. But yeah, like, I still think that when he actually pops off, when he carries the game, like, there are going to be games in the phase 1 and maybe even phase 2 where Famous is like gonna drop 20 and nobody's gonna know how to deal with him.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be different for Famous, because Famous, when he used to play for Swamp Gaming, they just played by the experience, so maybe by the we call it on the flow. You just play on the flow. Yeah, like where the flow is going, we just go into the flow. So right now there is no on the flow. You have Petro, you have you have coach as well. So that means that you need to follow your coach, you need to follow instructions. So sometimes following your coach will not give you the most kills that you want, but it give you the win. Yes, of course. Famous, actually, whenever he plays in a team, he just goes like he wants to frag the much as he can, so he can get the win for his teammates. Right now, his coach is doing the job for him. Petro is also leading inside the game. He has a lot of experience on his shoulders. He played for like maybe this is his 3rd year in a row in the West League. So now that's what Famous needs to do. He needs to follow the coach. He needs to go up and try to actually get some value for his teammates. This value cannot only be by killing. No, the value can be by backing up, taking some space, maybe pressuring some area. And we've seen this from Spoxy, for example. Flex is usually, that's his casual game. Like Flex, he just goes up, takes the t-shirt on, he logs in into Crossfire, he casually pressuring all the teams inside in front of him. So also Famous needs to be sometimes like flexing his role. I'm backup, sometimes I'm gonna be lurking, I'm gonna pressure, I'm gonna suicide myself so you guys can have a space. That's how the teamwork or the work with the coach actually goes in. So as we can see, the map V2, yeah, it's quite interesting to see Swamp playing Eagle Eye.
Yeah, I mean, Eagle Eye for me is a little bit intriguing, of course, but again, they also chose Ankara, which is one of the maps that, yeah, I definitely think that there's always a world where they could have picked that, but then you also have got to consider, like, when it was left as a decider between unKnights and 3BL, so unKnights aren't really too fussed about going to Ankara. But I'm just thinking of Swamp, right, and what they wanted. Because if I'm not mistaken, Ankara was banned by Vitality. Didn't want to go to it as a decider in that one. And they didn't go all the way to the decider, but like in both ports and sub-base, really. It was always one-sided. But yeah, Ankara, you know, the first time that we're going to see it in 2026, what is the expectation out of unKnights? Because this is the pick of Swamp, right? So I'm thinking they would know how to play, because we've seen them play before. But if I'm unKnights,
yeah, unKnights is the best map for Petro. He likes this map. He knows how to play this map. He's just slow-based IGL, and Ankara, he's slow-based IGL that needs to take control of some angles, some certain angles, pick up every angle, try to be slowly and taking the sides, and Ankara just adjusts and maybe likes this way. So that's why maybe the map V2 is kind of biased around unKnights. And I guess the V2 is kind of biased, as I said, around unKnights. And I guess Petro can have a big chance to 2-0 Swamp Gaming without any chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like that would be one of the big factors of that one. Like, there's definitely a world where they can 2-0 them. But I'm just thinking about, like, how you'd actually approach the game. Again, like, Ankara, maybe a bit of a different pace in comparison to the maps that unKnights have played before. I think that Swamp as well. Like, it would be more comfortable for them. And we'll have to see if that comfort is going to be enough for them to push them as much as they have pushed Vitality, as we gave it to Trav and Sekio for map 1.
Yeah, map 1, and the first time we're seeing Ankara this season. Really looking forward to actually seeing how it's going to play out. You mentioned it, of course, you know, Pietro plays that sort of style. Will that style change in any way in a new season when he's got, you know, a star fragger on his team like Famous? Sekio, we'll have to see.
New players, new rosters, and also as Volt and Penguin mentioned, that it's the first time we're seeing Ankara. It's a slow-paced map. It requires a lot of instructions from your IGL, and when you're playing with Famous, I'm really curious to see, will Famous be the team player, or he will just go to grab frags and get more kills into his pocket, or will he be the other way around? So a lot of questions for Ankara, a lot of questions for Famous, a lot of questions for Swamp Gaming. And as we have said, like we have seen on the previous screen, like I'm the only one who's rooting for Swamp Gaming, so hopefully they can do something here.
Yeah, getting the predictions off to a good start. Are we tracking these behind the scenes, guys? Are we having like a little prediction competition that I don't know about? Is there a prize at the end of it? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I suppose there's a nice little cake or something, or some kind of special prize. But I think in the end of the day, picking Swamp isn't even a bad prediction. I think, you know, we saw yesterday they've got maybe more to them than we necessarily thought, and they looked, you know, pretty good. They actually take a map which we didn't think they would. So let's see how they do today. unKnights vs Swamp Gaming kicking off 4 games on Sunday here, and already we've got a beginning on Ankara with Awesome going down early. Quick frags either which way. Pietro getting 2 back very quickly. I mentioned how he likes to take control of angles and likes to take control on his time. And already he's gotten a couple of kills to start off the game. Famous will find LSN, and that will give them an advantage to work with.
It's a 3v2 position. Josh just swinging in, getting an extra kill for his team. And I believe it's a 2v2 position now. Josh is going for the reverse sweep for the first round. At least trying to get something here. Walking through mid. can see a little bit of connection here. Famous drops another kill and might be just going for the third one. Jen, can he do anything? Spotted by Famous, and like as usual, he is incredibly good with snatching your life, taking your head away, and Famous grabs his third kill, and Pietro had double, so both of them are just like, yeah guys, we're here to make statement. That's my old teammates. I wanna make some damage in this game.
Yeah, great start for unKnights. Famous already. First round, triple kill. As I said, let's see if it changes the style
In 10 seconds you can take info.
over the course of the day.
Smoke and main fading soon. You can do now.
I can hear the team comms right now on the
Yeah.
Swamp Gaming side. That's a little insight on the how they're going to talk about things. Let's just listen to that for a second. If we still have audio of that.
I believe when we go back to unKnights, we might hear. Oh, actually, it was Swamp Game. I'm not sure. But we have no voice comms, not anymore. LSY and the rest of the boys trying to find a way to stop unKnights from just marching in. I believe they're just trying to connect to B, and they need a little bit of setup, smokes and stuns here at the same time. LSY goes for a wide beak, and he immediately drops down. Guys got another kill with the sniper, and Snox with a crazy good maneuver here, trying to catch kills, but immediately gets turned down, gets down, and also Swamp Gaming got around for themselves.
Immediate response. And an immediate opening kill in the following round. Jin will go back in for more though, and that's ill-advised. Go straight into LSY. Great pick to grab. Kind of maybe surprising LSY in a way that he went back in for an aggressive kill as quickly as that, but he was ready for it.
And for Swamp Gaming, I love that they're playing with triple snipers. A little bit of change when it comes to the strat here. Great shot, but it didn't connect in his head, so he had to follow up with a pistol shot from Josh. But of course, you immediately trade your life since you have double man beacon on you. You have no other choice. Just you drop down unless you have some incredibly crazy skills to have a good flick shot. 25 seconds on the clock, left her the bomb, C4 planted on A site, and a retake might be a little bit hard, but look at the minimap. Player number 3, awesome, is having a really great flank position here, gets one. Famous traded here, and the remaining LSY in a 2v1 fashion, and he immediately drops down. And Swamp Gaming, he dropped the first round, but they're here to fight back.
Yeah, nice quick retake. Once again, we get to see the two snipers on the blacklist side for LSY and HDZ. Snox will have a little bit of a jiggle peek to force his way forward outside A, but not going for anything too aggressive, just watching at the moment. Oh, timing for Josh might not be too good. He was fully blind on the angle. I don't think he knows exactly where he's fallen back to, but being so blind, and he's still blind. I mean, look at him. He's completely lost on the sight because he just can't see a thing. The little indicator on our screen, obviously, telling you that he just is full white. not able to do anything, and he will go down. They do have somewhat control of the site, and that's where we'll now get the bomb planted. But look where HDZ is. He's fallen all the way back. Right underneath the step corner. There's no reason for Kais to expect that. That's a frustrating angle to die to. But very cheeky and well played. That gives him an advantage in this half plant. LSN is getting pinned in by HDZ's position consistently. Final but time is what he needs to do here. He's done that. But in the end, Famous will come in and help out. He gets a frag, looking to try and deal with Awesome last alive. That's why we'll run him down. So, good start to the game. Pretty competitive back and forth.
Yeah, I love to see LSY and Famous. Both of them are just incredible when it comes to movement and playing. Famous just getting his 5th kill on the 4th round is pretty convenient for him. And also Famous been pretty famous with being one of the best players, and I would say in CrossFire itself, you have his name having S tier player in CFS for 3 times in a row, so that's just him adding to unKnights. Really good addition. Stepping up their gameplay, their style. A bit of aggressive one with a mix of changing results. I believe unKnights were not this. Oh, actually, that was a jumping shot with the sniper, but HDZ was on the other way around, dropping a kill, and Famous just dropped down. And apologies for mentioning your name. That definitely was not a caster's curse.
No,
100%.
One of the few rounds where he will die getting his 1-for-1. Kai's B-upping all the way through. Will catch off HDZ. It's actually a aggressive move to make. C4 is waiting here. Awesome should find it and drop it, and he has. Great job. And of course, maybe it's an argument that could be made during the course of this game that Famous, of course, having played with a couple of these players on Swamp Gaming this season and just being very such a known entity in Crossfire, maybe playing against his former organisation, you could argue that they all know his tendencies and be able to predict them. That was maybe the case of that in that round. Jin and Josh playing together, though. They're in the open. And I think it would be very hard for Snox to be able to cross and get that kill, but he's able to find one, and now a clean 1v1 will play out. Only 37 HP, and Josh just about taps him down at long range. 1 health, I believe, to spare there. Goodness me, that is for, but he hit the shot when necessary.
True. And you feel bad for Snox, like, he got a triple kill in the previous round and he didn't even get the round itself. You feel bad for him, for the player himself. But till now, it feels pretty competitive from Swamp Gaming and unKnights. Both of them are really performing at this level, and with the ping difference, with everything in the equation, you love to see this type of Crossfire, this level, from those 10 individuals in one game. And also, that's the debut for Ankara. So I believe both of them are playing pretty good in it. Bedro just goes in. Jin immediately gets 1, 2, make it 3 with Josh here. Snox trying to fire back here at the same time, but Josh with a double kill. Last remaining player is HDZ, and he is pretty having a hard time here, having 1, 2, make it 3 players on the site with him.
Yeah, just too much to do for HDZ. He was kind of pinned in the corner. Even if he managed to run down the first, it was always going to be very difficult to do any more than that. I imagine this is either a brief tactical or technical. I would have guessed a tactical for Swamp Gaming.
I believe Pietro is having a bathroom break, maybe. It happens. For the first game of the night, seeing those players, all 10 of them, like the first 6 rounds, it looks pretty solid. Like first rounds, first rotations, even if the game or like the round went to the remaining 30 seconds or something like that, it feels that it's so fast and pace. Base is pretty important, and it keeps us entertained, it keeps us logged into the game. Swamp Gaming, a lot of people didn't believe in them, and for the previous rounds they proved that they are, I mean, they didn't prove anything yet, they didn't win a game or something, but they are still in the game. They're not like a game that you're gonna easily squash and step over them and keep going. And that's what you love to watch. And Crossfire West League, the levels are close and the playstyle is pretty interesting to watch.
You have to see how it pans out over the course of the map and indeed the series. First time seeing Ankara in CFWL 2026. We're in Season 1. But many more times we'll see it played out, I'm sure. Getting back into the game very shortly.
And we're back in the game again. 6-4 is the scoreboard, and Swamp Gaming, they're in the lead with 2 rounds in their pocket. The question is, can they keep it, maintain their advantage, and grow it bigger and bigger? We all know that Ankara is a 60-40 map for Blacklist, so you're doing pretty good job here. Yeah, throw. Check your angles on your left side. You will be dropping down. Josh with a triple kill. Humongous damage.
Wow.
Taking unKnights one after another, leaving Famous alone.
I'm not quite sure how he was able to get 3 from that corner, let alone get the 4th afterwards. That was very good. Excellent hold.
I really love it. Like, playing the round is over, and yeah, 4 kills to Josh. LSN, I believe that they are going through a different path here. Maybe trying to connect here in the A long, but they have Awesome with the AK. I believe he will be having some connections here. Kai's drop down, but still, I love that Team Swamp Gaming are holding their places, trying to play with a default strat a little bit after losing Kai's. It will hurt a lot in this defense.
Oh, that's an aggressive swing. Jin will get punished for it, going down to Snox. Sort of a change up from Swamp, but I can understand why they're 5-2 in front. Josh will manage to get one back. Oh, that's why. But he's all alone. And that'll be all we can do. HTZ will catch him. And our Knights are grabbing a few rounds back to try and recover this one.
Still have the last round of the first half, which is I believe that Famous is here to just push in and play a little bit aggressive here, guys. Spotted, and Fame is just taking him down. He's in the stair to his side. Awesome, I believe he's gonna be the second victim. And yes, that's Famous. He's in act, and he's back again to making some shots. Pietro dropping another kill. Josh trying to trade, but HDZ goes into the trade also. And unKnights, they just wake up. Wakey, wakey. Jed is left alone in a 1v3 position, and I don't think that he can do it. And oh, can he?
I think he's a lot lower HP after that recovery frag, so with the clock against him, with the smoke against him, and HDZ against him, is this possible to hold on? It is not. He will get taken down, HDZ will get the kill, and the Knights will work their way back to a pretty respectable first half. 5-4, evens in the end. We mentioned, of course, it is a bit of a 60-40 map. Well, that's not too bad then, is it? Bit of an even half coming through.
Funny enough, it's a 60-40 score. 5 rounds to... Yeah, Swamp Gaming in 4 to unKnights. And speaking of the last round, he saw Famous just going through waters and spotting one player on top of the bridge. He immediately dinks his head and focused to the stairs, and he takes another kill. That's the experience in the player. Like Famous, I don't know, Uncle Famous I could call. It's 33, 34, something like that. He's one of he's one of the oldest players that we have in the CF overall. Him and the GOAT himself, C9. So watching Famous making those moves, steps, like he's not gonna retire anytime sooner. He's just farm kills, and yeah, he's testing his ping, his knowledge to a certain level. Playing with 100 ping is really hard, and when you get into LAN events after playing the whole season on 100 ping, I believe you're just putting Famous on a steroids.
We're back for the second half. Swamp Gaming up 5-4. unKnights over on the risk side now. What can they do from here?
Now, first of all, that cursor, I thought it's mine. But still here. Switching sides. New strats, and we saw both teams playstyle when it comes to attack for Team unKnights and Swamp Gaming when it comes to playing. And at this point, unKnights are just like, yeah guys, let's have a sniper. We impressive, but not this time. Playing very passive. He almost spotting 3 players, and he immediately drops down using the stairs to his side. Famous. It's Nox. Come on, you have not only 1, 2, 3, but Josh trades it with his Nox. 1-for-1 taken down.
Five or 4v3. Now it's a 4v2. Famous pushing forward. Happy to use the pistol up close. A bit more maneuverable. And now, could it be in for another duel? It looks like he wants to play up close even more. You know, there was not really any need to do so. Which the HK now gets the kill. Looking to try and tap down Jin, but Jin actually responds pretty well. Unfortunately, Vimi's now all alone. And unKnights are about to grab the first round of this second half. Pull it back to a 5-all scoreline.
Jen? Jen?
It's doable. Oh, Pietro! What have we done here? Oh my goodness, that was almost an absolute fumble. But he manages to recover. Great try from Jin.
Also, Pietro dropped down to 27 HP. He was on the edge, losing his life, but Gen making like he's looking like a gemstone at this point. He's making precious plays, humongous ones that if he can capitalize Swamp Gaming, I believe they can just try and get back with it. And SY drops a good nade. You're taking Gen, Josh, HPs down. But still at the same time, you have an imposter here. LSY is intact in the backside here. You gotta catch him, and Pietro drops the first. LSN actually trades here. 2 for 0. And unKnights rolling with the A side.
Snox and HTZ will force their way forward, and with that, there is no chance for the final two players, Jin and Awesome, to hold on to the bomb site. unKnights with the first 2 rounds of the second half.
Feels like unKnights just spawned here. They dropped a lot of rounds in the first half. But the remaining 2, like I believe we were at 5-3 in the scoreboard, and then it's all unKnight.
Yep.
Grabbing 4 rounds in a row, and they're rolling, they're keeping it up. I believe it's hard to play versus their style in defense, but Swamp Gaming, I believe they're gonna figure it out how to try and go deeper and play versus their strats.
Pushing forward. Looks like Pietro's going to try and make a play. A little peek round, but not going to say anything for now. All 3 players on the Swamp Gaming side, make that 4, are going to maneuver on toward the B-bomb side, and that's when Pietro goes looking. Larson will manage to get 2 in response. Very nice one from him. LSY does get that kill back, though. He knows he's being rounded on from behind him, however. Oh, only the head visible. And getting actually blocked by his teammate a little bit there. That was actually very awkward. Almost fumbling and tripping over each other. Big shot miss there, though. That's one that could have been a difference maker if HTZ was able to connect with that one. What can Famous do? He's creeping up. Does have the information on Awesome's position. Bomb is now planted there. He needs a crazy play. 1 and 2. There we go. Famous. That's what he's all about. Josh will take HTZ, but Famous now can be activated to do a little bit more. And LSY, he won't even need to do any more because he gets both the kills. Great retake. And unKnights are now looking great.
You see the smile in his face? He's just like, yeah, that's play versus his previous team, and I believe he's not just, is making a statement. And speaking of a statement, HDZ just dropped in here, but Famous smile on his face says a lot of what happened. 3 Musketeers this side, and the B side was just a playground, and the remaining players, Pietro also and Snox, they're making it look easy, but trust me, it's not that easy. It's not at all.
Yeah, 7-5 was a great recovery. Not a single mistake in the second half so far. Have lost the opening kill here, though. HTZ out of the round. Pietro tries to reface. Does a very good job. Once again, taking control. Getting it back. Now, there's a lot of concern for the B-bomb site. They actually could choose to go either which way. They have the option in this position. Would they flank all the way through middle Jin finds Pietro though, and that's very difficult for LSY to do anything on the ramp. I reckon that he is going to be overrun here. Plant can come through safely as well. Famous does get one back on awesome response though, continuing to do great work as always. And now Josh has to go and have a look to try and help out. But LSY catches him as he tries to fall away into a better after plant position. And that really makes it awkward. Famous leaps in to find Jin, looking for another one, baiting in LSY down to the 1v1. One bullet from death is LSN. Can he somehow deny LSY from this clutch and get their first round on the board in the second half? He cannot. Great pressure from LSY. He'll get the kill and the defuse, and unKnights are 2 away from the map win.
He almost got that triple kill and finished the round for Swamp Gaming, but immediately unKnights, LSY. Look at his scoreboard, 7-1 in the score. That's pretty hard to imagine. And also, like, keep in mind we had to reset the game a few times, so still got a lot of kills in his pocket. Pietro at the same time. What the IGL? He IGLs, he plays, and he does everything that you need. Famous, you're waiting for him to do flashy plays, and I believe he just delivered what you're waiting for. unKnights, they're in a really good spot here, and Josh trying to fight back. Get his name up there. Awesome. On the other hand, he didn't get a single kill after we swapped the sides.
Can they make another retake happen though? This is one they're going to have to hold on to. This is absolutely non-negotiable. But already, again, they might have got the bomb site, but they keep losing kills quickly. All of a sudden, LSN and Kaiser come all on their own. It's a good kill back on towards Snox, but Famous is still alive, and he's already gotten 2 more. I think Famous might be up to around 15 or 16 kills already in this game. Make that now another one added to the tally. Wow. 9 kills after that side switch, as we said. That reset the scoreboard. LSY's up to 9 as well, deserves to be said. 9 and 1 actually in this second half. And Famous is enjoying himself right now, that's for sure.
We mentioned earlier it's a 60-40 map for Global Risk, but it looks like once they got into Global Risk, no one can stop them. Speaking of that, Snox dropping 1, 2, and 3, swinging right and left, keeping Kais alone. And Swamp Gaming are just down. First map goes for the unKnights.
Well, that couldn't have been better, could it? That was about as clean as you could have hoped in that second half. Not a single round lost for unKnights. That was a sweep. And really, in part, due to LSY and Famous being so damn good. I mean, how many times? I think it was maybe 3 or 4 occasions in that second half where I'm pretty sure Swamp had an afterplant. They had a bomb site in their control. And actually, a couple of times in an advantage as well. But the retaking from unKnights was unbelievable. We'll see if Volt and Penguin will praise anything else and just the LSY and Famous, because that was incredible. Off to the panel.
Well, I mean, if there's more to praise, it just has to be the call of Pietro. They called a real game. They had the idea right. And Penguin, talk to me about that one, right? Like, outside of Pietro, again, I've praised myself. There's obviously a very clear Famous and LSY pop-off. So how did they actually pop off this hard?
Well, yeah, it was a very good game coming from the LSY and the Famous. Definitely Famous. We said it multiple times that he's the guy that sometimes you'll see him just 30 kill killing everybody in the map, and that's what he did. And LSY as well is very famous for his clutches. The guy knows how to clutch, how to push, when to push, and he's just one of the newest players in the West League, yet he's delivering and he's performing very well.
Yeah, really good performances, but let's start with their first half, okay? Because I think that's where maybe things got a bit dicey. I feel like Swamp had a lot more of an opportunity to get a lead when they were GR. So what went wrong in the BL side for unKnights? Not that it was a bad half, but I certainly felt that there was a little bit more to be desired that they have unlocked when they got GR.
Well, they played very good in the first couple of rounds. They had some aggressive style to try to take some controls from Petro, and then suddenly this vanished immediately. unKnights started to gain back the lead, started to take the controls, taking the areas, trying to set up a fake, set up a push. So honestly, if Swamp Gaming wanted to win, they could have, on the global risk, they could have continued pushing or continued playing aggressive versus them, because LSN also is a very talented player, and also Josh, when he pushes, he just has no fear. He goes in, tries to take the aim fight, and just gets it. On the other hand, even in the side switch happened, we've seen Swamp Gaming having the lead maybe 3 times or 4 times. 3 of them were on side, so they planted, they have the lead, or even they couldn't plant, they have the lead, they have the side, but yet Team unKnights delivered with the retakes, with the comebacks, and also when they are having numbers disadvantage, we saw them winning rounds.
Yeah, and I feel like really once the side swapped, that's where I felt it the most, right? Because I thought that, you know, Swamp are aggressive enough, but then when I seen how aggressive they were, especially to Pillar and Sniper's Nest, that's when I know, like, absolutely, like, Pietro has the read on the map, has the read on how Swamp would like to play it, because he identified the point of strength, right, on the other side of Swamp. Like, Case was having a good game at the start, LSN, of course, also, once they picked up the Sniper as well, but they basically denied them any space towards that part of the map, and then they decided that, hey, you know what, we can play retake on A if that is ever happening, but that rarely ever happened, so it's B retakes for the most part, for the side of unKnights, and I feel like Loy were just able to handle it so well whenever it was on B. The retakes were so good.
Yeah, the retakes of unKnights is definitely clean, and the flashes, the utility usage of them is always give them an edge versus Swamp. However, I've seen Swamp have the lead for multiple times. I felt that Swamp were better in some aspects of the game. Maybe it's, if you're gonna put it on a percentage scale, it's gonna be maybe 60-40 or 50-50 for both teams, because Swamp shouldn't lose 10-5. I feel if this match was maybe replayed to get the same circumstances again, we would see 10-7, 10-8 in favor of one of both teams. I'm telling you that on Blacklist, I've seen Swamp Gaming already had 3 times numbers advantage. One of them was 5v3. They were just 5v3, they have a side, they have everything they need, and then suddenly Swamp Gaming lost the round and unKnights came back. And this is the things that usually will give you the momentum, will give you the confidence from the part of unKnights. So you are not coming back from this. If you're losing this big advantage, I guess you're not coming back from this.
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly agree on that part. But I feel like unKnights definitely, not only did they have like Famous popping off, LSY doing great, HDZ the same. It was a team effort really on the fragging, but clearly there were like 2 people that mainly led the charge, and that guy is the tip of the spear. Famous, just absolutely immaculate on both ends. But the one thing that did actually surprise me the most was actually that utility, because I feel like that utility was absolutely the main factor between the two. Like the flash there and the very last round, the round that made it 10-5,
the retake,
9-5.
the retake,
yeah, like the 3-man flash on the Sniper's pillar, that was just so good. Like, it shut down the round, right? Because they found the kill even before they get the flash.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That the kill before the flash, that gives you the space for you to flash, and it's just, I'm not saying it's a basic flash, but it should be an expected flash for them, because this flash flashes all top of sight. Even the B-top, they're talking about the ramp. If you're just even trying to hide in one of the sneaky corners, if you are not tucking your head in the wall, they will get definitely flashed, and that's what happened. And unKnights are very good on this, because this is an organized retakes. So usually when you talk about organizing these plays, you would say that it's unKnights who's gonna start it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they started it with 1. unKnights now have a chance to close it. It's map 2, Eagle Eye, up next.
Yes, Eagle Eye indeed, and looking forward to see how that's going to go, because we've only seen dominance really from unKnights so far. I mean, they haven't, unfortunately for Swamp, they haven't won a round since they were up 5-4, which is crazy, right? Incredible recovery from them in that second half. The individuals of unKnights are performing really, really well, and we'll have to see how that's going to change in map 2.
Of course, map 2 is about to begin. We saw how the first half was pretty close, but after that, it just went one way. 4 rounds, actually no, not 4 rounds, 3 rounds in a row for Team unKnights, and that's what that was in the first half, and then they just trolled the second half by their own rules, their own statement, their own plays. They played like they run this place, even though, like, I remember that this map was picked by Swamp Gaming, so losing the map that you picked this way to unKnights, I believe that this one might just go one way, and it knows, we immediately know that it's going to unKnights. Snox just taking the entry kill here. Petrio also making the second, third from Famous. It's just a bloodbath. You take 3, you trade 2, and the remaining are 5 on this server.
Yeah, very, very quick. Awesome is going to try and rotate round. They have managed to split up the unKnights defense, at least somewhat. But, of course, rotations will be very, very quick. SN looking to try and pincer actually with Awesome. That could be decent timing on that one. HTZ will move forward, but that's a great catch. Awesome was almost about to flank him, but not possible. C4 on the ground. Can be retrieved just about by LSM, but he's bypassed it to look for a kill instead. Then get jumped on by LSY. And the two LSs go up against each other. It is N to best Y on this occasion. But now he's 1 HP. And there's no real way out. He might be able to escape a little bit, but yeah, as I said before, it's the issue of just not having the opportunity to plant the bomb yet. 2 HP, he actually hears a couple of the unKnights players rotate next to him and might realise there is a path available to go toward A. It is vaguely winnable.
Lagging?
We saw how good he was yesterday.
Yeah, it felt with his movement that he's lagging a little bit. I'm not sure if that's from our side or he's actually lagging. It's not anymore. Or yeah, he is. Like you can see it in his movement.
Might be the server. Might be just like what it looks like from our IBS PC. Who knows? Unfortunately, even though he does get onto the site, he can't plant. And Snox will get the kill and confirm it.
Pietro. And the rest of the boys are just trying to hold them places to win trades at the same time. Jane moving and the smokes getting LSY. He was decoyed, or like he was looking for another guy. Snox takes Jen and smokes, and it's just like that's how you love to see it. They're just trading kills, starting very aggressive. But I have a question for Awesome. He's been quite sleeping for almost, I don't know, 5 rounds or 6 rounds in the last game. This game, he's a little bit off also. He didn't get any kills till now. Like, that's just only the first round, so you can judge based on that. But the Awesome that we know, he's that guy who just keeps firing left and right and taking some really incredible choices here. Hopefully, he can regain himself and show us his real potential. Snox, almost snatching Kai's head.
Yeah, be a good bounce back from Swamp. Be the first round in many. From 5-4 in the lead to losing 10-5. Now we'll finally get their second round if they... Well, their first round of Eagle Eye, if they can get these last 2 kills. Snox is low, but the fact is, of course, LSN, Josh and Kais are all low as well. Could be dangerous if they get multi-fragged and then get caught. Could be like a 2v2 that could go either way. Yeah, quick trade. HTZ does well to get that one, but that should confirm the round now for Swamp. It's a very, very difficult clutch. Awesome will reposition to a good position. You never know, though. HTZ does have good utility as well to try and move his way up. He swapped to the rifle. Try and make this one a reality, but hiding in the corner, playing behind the wood is going to be a bit too tough for him to deal with. And it will be HTZ to go down. Josh will get the frag, and Swamp are on the board again.
Trying to deal with 3 angles is pretty hard, and Awesome gets his first kill, and this map will come back. I mean, still it was a 1v3, so I would say that this one doesn't count. But Famous, I believe we're gonna see a lot of his crucial clutches in this game. It's been Famous to play an eagle eye, and he knows how to play it. Through his career is one of his best maps before the upgrade, like the Eagle Eye 2.0 or after it. So we're just waiting for Famous to fire up and take multiple kills. Snox did a lot of work in the previous round. Can he do something here? But Kas shuts him down.
That's why. Oh, Famous has got to try and push forward and get one more. Oh, surely LSN gets taken out from behind in the corner. There's no way. 18 HP. He's waiting for maybe a bit of teammate support, and actually just staying alive for that amount of time is pretty good. He's done a good job in that position, considering he was pretty much dead to rights. It's allowed the manoeuvring of the rest of his teammates over toward the B side of the map. And that's why he's in position, though. He's able to find one in response. Brings it back into a 2 versus 2. And that's why now might have to fall back as the utility comes flying in. Got Awesome on the line to try and get that bomb plant now. And that's why forces the issue. Josh finds him. It's all down to HTZ, and Josh will find him too. So very good recovery there from Swamp. It could have gotten out of hand. Was brought back to an even scenario, but they're able to find their second round.
Yeah, they're playing it a little bit smart here. They know how to pressure on both sides, two sides at the same time. They're making a lot of good movement when it comes to faking, and when I just speak about them, guys says like, it would be better if we played 4v5 this round, and before we even start, he just get his head snatched by HDZ, and 4v5 scenario, it's not ideal, but it's still doable. You gotta be sure, change some of the strats. You don't have more utilities that you were used to have. And for this trade, we have Famous and HDZ, both of them at the same place, holding two angles. So if you're trying to push one, the other guy will just rush in into the fight and will make a huge trade here. We might just see a stun and a rush from Swamp Gaming. Probably they're going to be holding for a longer time here. HDZ, on the other hand, we're seeing a long hold for both teams.
Josh is going to force his way forward now. Pietro will get the opening, though, with that little wall bang on Chin. Oh, my goodness. Dancing back and forth through the window. It's very awkward for HDZ. Didn't know which way to go, but Famous is tapping them all. Of course he is. Quick 3k response. That looked very, very clean. And very, very easy, even though it probably wasn't.
Just swinging left and right. It feels like typical Famous. If any player can do this, those stuff, it's gonna be just Famous. Like, he's just that guy. You can count on him and countless times and he won't let you down. When it comes to the scoreboard, he's 4-3. When you need him, he shows. Famous just drops down here. HDZ was a trade, make it 2-3, and he steps up for his teammates. He got Famous, but he ain't running away with it.
Yeah, the round's not even a guarantee really from here yet either, even despite those heroics. That's why holding for the cross through the barbed wire. Waiting for any information at all. C4 is over toward the A side of the map, but they're not willing to plant it just yet. It's waiting to see if anyone pops their head up. Maybe unexpectedly checking the A side of the map. I'll get it down now, though. As you can see, they're just looking for any possibility to grab a kill, while unKnights maybe are unaware of where those two players are. But now a clock above the heads of unKnights. They're going to have to force the issue to retake it. Kais playing inside with the picked up TRG. Pietro will now force his way down, but stopped by Jin. LSY is a little bit late on that trade, and because of that, he gets tapped down as well. It's all down to Snox 1v2. This is a good recovery from Swamp. If they're able to convert it here and now, hiding is the best course of action from here. And Snox, he'll manage to take one, but surely there's no time left for anything else. He might get both kills. That bomb is going to explode in his face. Nice try, not to beat.
Good play, but it came a little bit late for Snox to make his push. You see the snatch in his teammate's head before they enter here, but LSN is just rushing down with the sniper of TG. Oh, won't be enough for him to drop down anyone. Pietro makes the trade here, an early kill, an early push coming out here from Swamp Gaming in the smoke. Still SY just drops down. Josh immediately trades it. You love to see it. Kills going right and left. And with this tempo, this play style, those are just two teams that they know each other pretty well. And speaking of that, Fame is just dropping down here.
v3, but Josh walking wounded, dragging his feet across the floor. They kind of are in between each other right now. You can kind of see how the map is working. We've got two players flanking through middle now. HDZ, weird angle, weird timing, looks away at the wrong time. Needs to be a swing from Snox. Oh, okay, lines up all of them. Finding Kais quickly, spins round, finds Josh and Awesome. And again, more individual ability and firepower shown by unKnights. Knocks up to 8 kills for unKnights in this map so far.
Well. Snox showing up in the previous game, and this one he's stepping up for his teammates. Dropping multi-kills multiple times. That's the kind of the players you really want to have them in your squad, in your team. Knowing his capability and his play style, you have a lot of individual monsters in your team. Famous Snox, LSY, Pietro. You're just here to try to run with the game and play it by their side. And for Swamp Gaming, they look a little bit lost right now.
Look at the 3 players all hugging the A-bomb site for unKnights. Vision from Pietro will go back away now, though. Oh, he's full blind. That's very awkward. I don't think he knows where he's hiding, and there you go, you can kind of see that. Oh, Famous though, when he's in position, it might not matter. Here we go again. Famous with 4 kills, somehow, some way, he just makes it happen, doesn't he? I'd love to see a replay of that from his POV. Unfortunately, we're lagging a little bit, so maybe it wouldn't look as clean as maybe it deserved, but still, incredible work. And once again, Snox is there to finish off a round. That duo between him and Famous has been too powerful.
Dynamic duo. You need them. You just need to see them and watch their plays, their movement, their just like that. I won't say the Black Horse, since they are just well known for their individual capability. There's just that guy. Like, he's him. Whenever you need something, you just call Snox, you call Famous, and you know that they will deliver what you're looking for. And what we're currently looking for, that we have 4 players from Swamp Gaming trying to go for the B side here, but at the same time trying to rush Snox. It's not a really good choice here when they see Snox on the scoreboard. I believe they should just run down. They don't want to face this monster right now.
Yeah, don't blame them. Snox will get the nade off. Does a little bit of damage, but not as much as maybe it could have. HDZ will take LSN. Chance for unKnights to win the half. At least confirm a guaranteed win of the half, I know, by getting to 5.
Really bad trade here. He's left Snox with 3 HP and a gun. I can't say a gun in a dream. He's just that guy, and HDZ just tells him, man, you just chill down. I'm gonna snatch his head off and give us the round. unKnights just rolling with the scoreboard. No attack pose. 11 kills to 2. I believe they're just trying to rush here, but Beatron Famous line up 3 of them. Famous.
It's going to be a half win for unKnights. 6-3. Unless NSN can do something crazy on low HP. Does have a C4, so he can choose to maneuver around the map as he so wishes. There's a chance maybe of flanking one of these two players. As you can see, he did have maybe an opportunity, but I think he missed the all-important shot. Sure, he's got a whole minute 20 to try and figure something out. And they are going a little bit aggressive here, LSY and HDZ. Could be a little bit dangerous. I think they realise LSN is on that angle now, though, so they'll fall back away and play it a bit more carefully. They know 6 rounds on this first half could be a big deal, very impactful.
It is indeed. One minute. And actually LSN, he got the C4, so he can just try and run, go plant, do something here, but they can hear him. Oh, he snatched the first head. He doesn't have any information. Actually, he's trying to fake the plant here at the same time, trying to run. LSN goes for the stairs. At the same time, LSY, on the other hand, trying to walk over, stairs down, trying to peek left and right. Can he get the final kill? He's pretty healthy. He can't spot him, but LSY drops him down with 2 bullets. And he's just snatching the remaining of his body with the knife.
So close. You can see the reaction in the player cams when it happened. Straight back into the second half immediately, though. Can unKnights finish the game? Here and now.
I believe that's a really good question that Snox and Famous can answer. Will they keep it? Toward their side, where Swamp Gaming got other plans for this game. I believe that unKnights are just moving through middle now, having a little bit of a split execution. One guy is trying to fake in the A side, and the remaining 4 are just heading to B. The 3 Musketeers won't be enough for you to make any progress on the B side here. At least they snatched 1 hit off, and they're running on the other side. HDZ just making it looks right. Him and Snox dropping 2 heads, and it's a 4v2 position. Make it 4v1. Jen drops down, and Famous takes the double kill.
Famous is really enjoying himself right now. I think Volt joked with us in the Discord we're a part of a production that was maybe it's on the NA server. We don't know. We don't know. By the way, he is farming. Josh and Awesome will get the opening couple of kills. And to try and answer back, they go a bit more aggressive. Does actually work out for them. Pietro's now last alive. Does get one, but traded immediately. And Swamp will get their fourth to try and stay in touch. And Knights are still only 3 away from winning the entire series 2-0.
Wait, I almost forgot what team unKnights were playing versus. Ah, it's Swamp Gaming. Oh, alright. It's been forever since we called their name. I don't know, like 5 rounds, 6 rounds. None of them actually were able to make an actual progress. Awesome is just sleeping at this point. I believe the fans are waiting a lot of stuff from him. It's not only my call. Guys, 6-11 when it comes to the scoreboard. Josh is the guy, you will see him and LSN both are trying to make some clutch plays, trying to make something step up for Swamp Gaming. But Famous and Jan dropping one of the hard soldiers to play against.
Snux will be able to run down Kais nicely. Swamp a 2-man advantage again. Pietro trying to answer back. He knows that getting damage to that box is very possible. In the end, he actually catches Awesome pretty cleanly. Great double from Pietro again. The captain doing great work, all the years of experience, trying to get something back for his team, but he will go down to Josh. It's a clutch for Snox to try and put together. Jin coming around with Josh to try and recover it. Snox is quite a way back, playing near the stairs, as you so often do on sub-base, on Eagle Eye, I should say. And this is an off-pump position that can catch you off, and he sees both of them. That's big information. A little bit of utility left to use to try and delay their time a little bit, but oh, Jin on the little fade-away flick is actually able to headshot him. There was such little time left on that bomb, I thought that if Snox just hid permanently, maybe even played behind the wall, that would have been enough to win the round. But as it is, not the case, and I think unKnights will call in a bit of attack here.
Yeah, finally we're seeing a team that's using attack balls. And it looks like that Team Swamp Gaming are finding their way back in the game. Pietro with all the years of experience, Famous the same. Both are veterans here. Trying to talk out and see what they can actually do. And speaking of the team HTZ have a really unique, I would say, it's not a headset, but like it's a small thingy with the mic. Like that's the first time for me to see it. Headphone with a mic.
I think Famous is using one of those like custom backgrounds as well. Is that right? Like I don't think that's his actual background. I think it's like one of those manual backgrounds you can put on your camera like we do for our green screens. I think
for Famous.
For Famous, yeah.
Yeah, it feels so. Yeah, his hand is fading out, so yeah, it's a background changer for sure. It looks great. Don't get me wrong.
Actually looks clean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I really want to thank Volt for confirmation. For HDZ, he's using an IAM. Actually, I have one of those.
Yeah.
And an aftermarket cable for that mic. So
pretty cool, yeah.
That's yeah, it's cool. Actually,
you don't
I have
see
an
that too
IAM.
often.
that you can adjust the way that you hear the music and stuff. Like change the pace, change all those stuff. It's pretty cool one.
Ooh, sounds fun.
Also, it's so cheap.
I'm sure. Push up through middle, very aggressive push up through middle. And Knights going for that tack pause when they did, realising they need to kind of reset things because Swamp are starting to go back into the game again. And this was their call to go pretty aggressive through the middle of the map, and Pietro will be able to find Kais. And Josh as he aggresses down. That is the great play to put into practice to fix what had been going wrong. And it's worked out. It's going to be 8-5 unless Jin can do something crazy.
They need 2 more rounds, and I believe this time it's for Swamp Gaming.
Yeah, now Swamp go for the tack pause, yeah.
So you take one, they take another one. And I feel like Swamp Gaming, they should have made this tack pause long time ago. They dropped down a lot of rounds, and it doesn't line up for them. It doesn't look great for Swamp Gaming. I know we had a lot of player changes through the course of this season, like before the season starts, so they don't have a lot of synergy, I would say. But like, if you will find good players in one team, you know that they can just go through what they're usual, what they're trained to play with. And Swamp Gaming, through what we're seeing right now, it doesn't look that they are in their best shape.
I find it funny that Swamp called the attack pause immediately after unKnights called attack pause, considering they could have very easily spoken about what they needed to speak about during the unKnights tactical pause. But I guess that what they put forth in that round that followed was a little bit of a change up that surprised them.
They had to talk it over for one more time.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't listen properly. Guys, I said this! How dare you forget!
Actually, do you believe that they might find a way through the stack balls to trying to play it out, change the game result? I believe if that's possible, if they can win the upcoming round. If not, it will be pretty hard for them. What do you think?
We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. I think, for me, that I still think unKnights will win the game 2-0. We'll see, though. I think Swamp have a bit of a situation here where they've managed to get the opening kill, and it's on Famous. So they'll know that's a big one to grab.
True.
I don't know.
Actually, for me,
go on.
I would love to give my vote for the underdogs. To be honest, like, Swamp Gaming looked that they had a really good performance at the previous series, and they might be the underdog in this one, and they deserve to get some love for what they're doing.
Yeah, I think we kind of seen it in previous CFWL seasons as well, that a couple of the early match days of the course of a season, the best teams in the league, or who are supposedly the best teams in the league, do take a little while to warm up and get going. And occasionally you can get a bit of an upset map win. That's what Swamp got against Vitality yesterday. Didn't win the series, obviously, but it's still proof in the pudding that they can show some progress. And that's why Snox and HDZ will move their way up toward the B bomb site. The plant actually could come through. And they will get it down now. Jin will miss his opening shot. So kind of a weird round here in which unKnights have this 3v5. But let's see. I surely will think that the 5 players on Swamp will overrun them. And there we go. There's the opening kill. It's now almost impossible for LSY and Snox. Can they really get something back here? I would highly doubt it. Flank down from LSY. He's making a big play happen, but isn't he going to be there in time? It's going to be cleared properly, but he gets both on the spray down. Didn't know about the third. That's unfortunate. And his teammate got taken down in the meantime too. So defuse can come through. 8-5 will turn into 8-6.
It felt like if he didn't just change to the knife, he would have a higher chances of getting this round. I won't say clutch, but at least another couple of kills. 1v5 situation is pretty hard for them. And for the point, look, we're seeing a lot of setup through B side. Having some flashes invested in here. Pietro flashed, and I believe that's a really good time to try to sneak into some more properties into your own team. And guess what? Gaming extra foot, exactly. They got 1 kill. Famous is another. Awesome. Welcome back, my boy. 2 kills into his name.
Nice is able to find Pietro. Bomb is down again, but again in a massive disadvantage. There's nothing really much they can do. Wilson will manage to clear LSY properly. This is getting interesting now. unKnights are struggling, and of course don't forget they've used their attack pause as well. So it's not like they can try and call a pause to the Swamp giving momentum at this stage of the game.
Remember, I told you, if they won the round after the balls, I believe they will give the momentum back to Swamp Gaming. And it looks like it's shifting, but can they carry on? Jin is facing a pretty hard time here. unKnights Snox will come back to the game after a lot of pauses. That's his first kill, and I believe like that's his, I don't know, 13, 14 kill of this game.
Yeah, I have to kind of remember what they got before the pause, right? It can be difficult sometimes when the scoreboard resets.
They get a lot of kills before we make those resets, so gotta give him the credit for that. Josh, LSN, and awesome, actually making a pretty amazing lineup here and taking the equalizer, making it toe-to-toe back to round number 0. But at this point, they need just 2 more rounds if they can go to the match point. I believe anything can happen, but this is a really interesting game to watch. They lost 6 rounds in a row. They didn't use their tag balls. unKnights actually started using their tag balls, and then they're like, we lost this round, so we gotta take our one, and after that they're just like a train. No one can stop them. It all on the scoreboard. Can they get this win?
Yeah, this is a huge round now. Whoever wins this round does get the first map point. It could be a map point for Swamp. It could be a series point for unKnights. Don't forget, the only round they've won in the last few that you mentioned was after they went for their attack pause. They changed something up. It worked for them. And immediately Swamp called a pause of their own off the back of that. And that has worked for them in spades. What an opportunity. Don't forget, this is the unKnights pick as well. Never again lost the opening kill unKnights. Swamp are doing so much good work at the moment. Look at the aggression. Another tag, another bit of damage. Pietro down, Famous down low. Half HP pretty much between the two of them. One will now be retrieved in that default position it so often dropped, but again, just a round that just doesn't seem possible for unKnights. On a couple of occasions, they've managed to get after plants. They've managed to get the bomb planted to at least get something going. But more often than not, they've been in a big disadvantage when that has happened. They need to kill back quickly. That's the kill maybe they need. Pietro, great grab on Jin. Tries to jump into Josh's position, but can't grab his frag. And now LSY, oh, it could be left alone soon. Famous is going to get caught. Yes, he will. Kais was holding the angle. There's no time for anything here for LSY. Swamp Gaming are going to recover this one to a map point. This is an incredible recovery. Very impressive. 5 kills since the pause for Josh. 6 for Kais. Finally, he'll go down to LSY, but it's going to be a crazy clutch. He's trying to jiggle out Kais. That's another lovely kill, but the problem is 12 seconds. Where is that C4? It's so far away to pick it up and get it planted. Manages to grab one, looking for the kills, maybe fall away and get it planted, but Awesome realizes he can run him down and delay it and deny it. 9th round for Swamp.
Yeah, and Awesome is back on track. Looking at him, he actually played with the AK, and once he got the AK, he's just like, yeah, guys, that's my weapon, that's my play. No more HK, no more M4. I will just get the things that I'm pretty comfort with. And speaking of something they're comfort with, LSY, there's just, oh, actually, that was the replay. I'm sorry, guys. I like, my head was like, yeah, we have the replay on the small window and the bigger one. Somehow, just like, my brain freezes. But unKnights Famous starting to turn back this game up. The plant is here.
Overtime?
B side. They're playing ground. Oh, Snox.
Surely this is overtime. Famous is showing up at the right time. We'll jump in for the double. And finally, after all that streak of rounds that Swamp had managed to build up, unKnights will get that one at the end, which just about recovers the game to an overtime. Well played. Yeah, he wouldn't have wanted to let that one go. And as I said yesterday, I maybe wouldn't want to kind of predict how it would go. But usually when a team that is the supposed favourites, even though this game could be close, and this map has proved to be close, gets to overtime, usually when the favourite gets to overtime eventually, it will be them pulling through to the finishing line in the end. Here we'll have to see if that's the case, because the path of this game has taken a very different path without Swamp have managed to win all those rounds in a row until unKnights finally answered back at the end. So, could be a difference, a big difference maker.
Of course, a big difference maker, and for unKnights, they really had an amazing first half, and they were almost stacking rounds over each other and grabbing the win, snatching it off, and just leaving the place. And what happened? Awesome wake up. The remainder of his teammates are just like, yeah, we had enough of losing rounds. It's time to fight back. And speaking of fighting, we're back with the overtime. Swamp Gaming now. They have a really big challenge. Can these balls go toward them? Can they do something in the overtime? OT, pretty important. Awesome, pushing pretty hard. He doesn't have his M4, doesn't have his util itself. Also dropping 2 kills. Famous is down. Pietro, no more IGL. And no more Clutch Master, Mr. Famous.
Good pre-fire from Snox. That recovers it back into a 3v3. First one of overtime getting underway. Our second overtime of the entirety of CFWL so far this season, of what is only the 3rd day in Phase 1. In Season 1.
In 2026.
Yeah. Lots of names to remember. Snox has stuck around, and he's not just sticking around, he's sneaking around. Guys, timing, making it annoyed Snox. Is that going to catch Kais off guard? It's almost catching Snox off guard. Actually a good fallback in the end. Be able to stay alive, and HDZ through the corner of the smoke finds Jin. That's actually a really big kill, because Josh was there to trade him immediately. The nade could do some good big damage from LSY here, because Kais and Josh are both low. Snox rotated ground, sees one, doesn't expect the next player below him though, and thankfully LSY is there for a quick trade. Will this nade prove to be important? I don't think it's going to go anywhere near the landing point, I'm afraid though, and there we go. Throws it, no damage. So, clean 1v1. Josh versus LSY. LSY trying to play these long ranges to see if he plays on top of the site into the tower. But he's going to play a normal retake position. Spots him inside the building. Now it's very difficult for LSY. This is not easy, especially when you've still got the sniper picked up. I mean, usually you prefer to retake with a rifle, and Josh will hit the immediate headshot. Annoying round for unKnights to lose. I think they knew what was going on there, but Swamp was better on the duels.
Swamp was just better on the duels, and also they were better in the control of the area itself. And seeing in the last remaining 2v2, they were pretty low in HP, and it's just like, yeah, they dropped one and the another gets down with the last remaining, I would say, ashes on the ground. He just saw him, he snatched his head, and he played the hard and long time to wait. But Kai's here drops down pretty early. He's just like, yeah, we got the previous round, we don't need to throw Kai's. I think I can see a really good angle here. Boom, he gets down, and it's a 5v4 situation. But what makes me like certain that Swamp Game has still got their key players alive, Josh and Awesome. If they can keep doing what they're doing here, they will help a lot. And speaking of that, LSN drops Pietro to make it equal. 4-all.
This is going to try and start a flank round. It's being watched out. This is a bit of an aggression that could go awry because there are 3 players in the corner. In this side of the map, there's a bit of information. Josh going for the peek. And now might not know that Awesome is up close to try and duel him. He's going to choose to fall away on this occasion. Actually looking to immediately change that up. This is very unpredictable. I understand why he's going for moves like this. He wants to try and get a start back in the round, but LSN continues to check for it. Well done. Maybe is Famous going a little bit too far on one of those pushes. Maybe it was one of the rounds he could have chosen to sit back, especially at 9-10 down in overtime.
Doesn't seem like the LSY is trying to step down at this point. He's trying to trade with that TRG. Can you find the way Jane is actually planting here? Smokes drop down. And it's a 3v1 situation. Makes it 2. Oh, can he clutch it actually? Those stairs are waiting for Jim. Awesome. On the blind side, so have a lot of angles to clear, a lot of places to be shown here. Jumping through the boxes, trying to get Jen, but the steps, the move were pretty awesome.
This is a crazy good map from Swamp so far. From what was it 8-5 they were behind? Was it 8-4 or was it 8-5?
8-4.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like long road.
Yeah, impressive, right? Very impressive that they're able to only lose 1 round in this streak. That's kind of unheard of, I would say. And Knights are struggling to get any progress ever since that point. Took a bit of a crazy final round to even get it into overtime at all. Here's a bit of a change up finally. And that's why he's going to be able to multi-frag out of trouble. Gets fully blinded up, but able to get his second before that happens. Pietro is now going to launch his way in with HDZ. They make sure they give Swamp no space, and at least they get 1 round as we switch sides in overtime.
Having a round before the switch is pretty important for the mental and everything, and also I believe that unKnights will try to take their time before they go for the second half, to trying to think it off, trying to see what they can do, what they can't do, and at the same time, Famous, like, we're waiting a lot from you. We're waiting from Famous. We're waiting from Snox. I would love to see the 3rd game versus Swamp Gaming. I would love to see the decider map. I believe we had 3 games go to the third map. Three games, I believe. 3 best of 3s. Right, Trav?
I think so. I have the Liquipedia page open looking at the results from the tournament, right? And I think there's definitely been a few that have ended that way. Yesterday, of course, we had one Swamp took Vitality to map 3, sorry. LCK and 3BL went 3 maps. And is there one more? Yes, there is. LCK and Nemesis went 3 maps too. So yeah, 3 series went 3 maps, you are right. 3 went 3 and 3 went 2.
Lovely. My memory is still working good, so
yeah, well
just
done.
assuring
Well done.
it's still on point.
I like to have the page open just to double check these things anyway, right? I mean, Liquipedia has all the results and the current leaderboard and everything of the current season. LCK and Vitality currently the only 2 teams, 2-0 obviously. Anubis the only team yet to play, and we're going to see them later tonight. Should be fun. Very aggressive move from Josh at the beginning of the second half of overtime. Famous as well to respond though. They actually pull it back into a 3v3, but big damage taken on Snox.
They really want to try to go for game number 3. They're not dropping down this series. They're seeing it, they're feeling it. First game was not that easy to play. They had their face shot, and I believe they won the first half when it comes to rounds. But when we had to the second one, everything went south. And for this one, they just want to capitalize, want to get another round. They're missing only 2 unKnights being called to game number 3. Will Snox answer? We just shut down the whole Swamp gaming movement. We'll see.
And that's why we'll try and get something done from inside of the bomb site. All 3 Swamp Gaming players will be taken from the same position. He knows he could be jumping in from above. Good spray down. Excellent work. He's found both. And unKnights, with a really good sight hold, are able to drag it back to 11 all. Reminder, if we go 12 all, it is a golden round. First to 13 will win. Who gets to 12 first, though? Who gets the opportunity to reach 13 first?
Really good nade here. Gets 3 player to below mid-life. Snox moving, I believe it's gonna be a really fast one from team unKnights, and actually they do it. They're trying to rush guys. He got 1-2, but immediately drops down. He almost got the whole squad at this play. Remaining 2, Famous and Pietro. He got a lot of heavy lifting to do, and Famous steps up as always. Double kill, turns it around, and I believe he's just going for the third one. Josh here, pretty low in HP, but he survives. Pietro and Josh, what a cinematic way. It feels like we're really gonna scrap Josh and Pietro.
Oh.
Come on! You love to see it. And Swamp
HP.
Gaming. Swamp
6
Gaming.
HP. That's crazy. Pietro almost caught him. I thought for sure that was going to be an unKnights round.
I love
Famous
this
went
drama.
down, and maybe you could argue he shouldn't or didn't need to push.
I believe he didn't have to push yet too. He just had to plant and blade slow, but the adrenaline was just got the best of him, and he's just like, yeah. He's running, gunning. Yeah, expect Josh to bring that up. Just chop him and Pietro. Just outclassing him in a 1v1 position. Actually, in a 1v2.
Can unKnights pull it back to the golden round? They want to get this game won here and now. They'd be very frustrated if they let it slip from the position they were in. Don't forget it was 8-4. And they've somehow let it slip to this far. Kais is going to hold the line though. Oh, he's found all three. What a moment to do that. What a moment to do that. Could be a 13-11 win at the very last here. And there's Ellison and Awesome. What a clear up. That is a huge surprise. And Knights were 8-4 in front. And somehow, Swamper pulled it back to go to a third map. Did not seem possible. And I think unKnights now will be a bit concerned and might be getting in their heads a little bit. Because that doesn't do anything good to the mental when you're that far in front and you find a way to lose.
Pretty bad way to finish the round and to play this way in the overtime. I believe like a lot of people were thinking that yeah, we went to overtime is just gonna go to unKnights. They have the better odds, the better players individually. But when it comes to execution, when it comes to showing your true skin into the game, you just need to take a step back and wait till see what Penguin and Mr. Volt gotta say about this game. And yeah, back to you guys.
Moments of dominance that we've seen from the two sides, Penguin, but at the end, somehow, Swamp Gaming, again, making another one of those top teams worry. unKnights, I would say that they had definitely their moments in the sun, but eventually, once the GR side went over to Swamp, I feel like that they looked a lot sharper there. Hell, even the BL side, they still did really well.
Yeah, even I mentioned that it was very close also for Swamp Gaming to get maybe more rounds on the Ankara map, because we've seen them having the edge, having the players advantage for multiple rounds, and yet they couldn't close the rounds. But right now, right here, they closed the rounds, they got the clutches that they need. Josh and LSN, they clutched a lot for Swamp Gaming, and in the end, I felt that Swamp Gaming is a different team on Eagle Eye. But what I really feel is that we're talking about unKnights. Eagle Eye is not the best right now. We've seen it also versus 3BL. They were struggling when they were up 9-5, and just by the clutch from LSY versus 3BL, they would have went to overtime out of 9-5 lead. So right now, also we are seeing the same from unKnights. unKnights are kind of struggling to close the rounds. The strategies on the blacklist on book is good, but when they switch on global risk, I see a lot of deficits. The only LSY actually, he's the guy trying to get the sniper picks, trying to get the advantage for his teammates. Other than that, I feel that maybe the defense side from unKnights is kind of cracked in somewhere in A side and middle. Other than that, I don't think that Swamp Gaming would have lost this, or maybe wouldn't even went for an overtime, because yes, they whiffed some rounds. In the end, they closed it and they win it for a series.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to, I guess, look at HDZ and say that he didn't have a good game, but there were absolutely moments of brilliance there from Famous in a couple of those rounds where he tried to hold on his best as well on the site, and I feel like that highlight, that was the one time that I thought, hey, like, HDZ did something really relevant, right? Like, sure, he would be there in the trading protocols, they would do okay, but as you can tell, like, even when they're trying to start the retake, they don't really find that much success, and that is one of the things that worries me about their A-side defense. Their B-side defense was reliant 100% on Snox here in that angle. Pietro at others, but, like, really unimpressive, right? Like, whether it is them holding the stairs, the famous HDZ setup, or Pietro and Snox on the other side not really doing too well on holding those two main choke points.
Well, and actually Petro, he lost one of the most important watches on the bridge when he was fighting versus, I believe, Josh or Alistair, one of them. The guy was out of position totally, and he was jumping on bridge, trying, almost falling off of the bridge, but Petro missed this and went for match point in favor of Swamp Gaming. That's rounds that he shouldn't lose if you want to be on top 4, because you're playing versus Swamp Gaming, a team that's we are not expecting to be not on the playoffs, but not on at least top 4. So right now, unKnights, we are seeing a very strong performance from them on Compound. Yes, we did. On Ankara, yes, we did. On Eagle Eye, this is the second time they play Eagle Eye, and it's not convincing at all. One of them went 10-8 in favor of them versus 3BL, where almost they will go come back from 9-5 lead, and now they are kind of losing versus Swamp Gaming, a team that played almost perfectly on the first map as well. However, they were unlucky. Now, I guess we are going to be going to new Compound which is the map that we've seen how good unKnights team played, and we never seen From Gaming playing the new compound, so it's quite challenging from them, but it's serious, 1-1. So anybody can be the winner. I believe that both teams, even the gap in score in the first map, I'm not saying that Swan Gaming is way worse or way better. I feel that the two teams are kind of balanced, and anybody can be taking this series. Yes, I expect this unKnights winning this series before the game, and actually even if after watching the map veto, but now no, I can say that Swan Gaming can easily claim this series. Also unKnights can easily claim this series. It's just a matter of 50-50% between both.
Yeah, I gotta say though, like looking at those highlights, especially towards the final stretch of the game, Penguin, like it's very unlike unKnights, right? Because usually you would think the team that has Nox, Famous, and LSY, that they would know how to play aggressive. They really were lacking in the trades, right? That's why we've seen how many multi-kills from Kaze. Sure, he might only have a 1 KD, but he's been really effective. 1.17 kills around in an overtime, and +8 for Josh, who was one of the main key points really for that team. Compared to the other side, like an okay game from Pietro. Famous just doing the famous things that he can do. A couple of massive rounds. He kind of also got them into overtime just by the virtue of winning maybe 2 rounds that they had no business winning. One on BL, one on GR. But that was a standout performance from Josh and Kaze, I gotta say. Like, Kaze really impactful with the multi-kills, but Josh had the highest output in the whole map.
Yeah, Kaze is actually a sniper main. Like, we're talking about a guy that he spent maybe 6 to 7 years professionally playing with an AWM. Right now, he's taking a rifle in Eagle and just destroying everybody in mid, claiming the win, getting the win for his team. That's the experience we're talking about. And his iconic clutch versus all gamers on subbase was also with a rifle. So Kaze, you cannot expect him. What weapon is he gonna be using? He's one of the legends in the game. So I guess 50-50, as I said. Kaze, LSN, LSY. It's just a matter of who's gonna be shooting better on map 3.
Well, we've seen a blast from the past at some moments here in map 2, but we're going to go to a brief break, see if this new compound is going to be some old memories for unKnights for a victory, or if Swan got something different in store.
this is exactly the kind of game and performance I wanted to see.
This is the Hail Mary.
Every individual player is bringing their A game right now.
That's what I'm talking about. I've had enough of being quiet. I want to get things moving.
The Medicine are not able to get any...
Free, oh my word, straight out through that smoke just mentioned. Zane has what about risk here? Yes, Trevor very scared going for that tweak.
Welcome. It has been quite a game against Swamp, pushing another team to their limits. First Vitality. But hey, to be fair to Vitality, they had a very easy way outside of map 1. Did really well to close it off on sub-base and port. Now, a different look for unKnights, who are struggling the most. Overtime on map 2. Could have had a chance to close it off, but as we said, their GR side just was not really strong enough. They had weaknesses. And could those weaknesses come back to haunt him here, Penguin, on the decider?
Well, they're going to Neo Compound, a map that we've seen them playing versus Trivial, and it was way, way, way better. The hold from HDZ on A side was way, way, way better. And I guess their problem is going to the Global side. So if they are going to the Global side, we are having HDZ is having more into focusing more on his side and getting more kills for his teammates, then they are kind of safe for now. So in my opinion, Compound might be a map for both, but I've seen that both teams can claim the win. HDZ have a word to say on A side. If he stops the attacks from Strong Gaming, then we can say that it's gonna be for unKnights.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely important one at that. So, you know, with things the way that they are, final predictions, right? We've seen the two teams. We've seen good and bad from the two sides. Do you think the unKnights got what it takes to close it off and avert disaster? Or the Swamp have what it takes for them to actually cause an upset here and find their first win in the league?
I believe on paper, it should be unKnights. Momentum-wise, it's Swamp Gaming's, but... New Compound, it's not a map that you can just go and run, try to get kills like we've seen from Eagle Eye. So Ankara is like Eagle Eye, and Ankara was close. Eagle Eye was very close. So New Compound should be unKnights.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen a fair bit, right? And I guess from at least what we have seen, there's only one thing that is left to be had here on the current moment in time, which is going to be their performance, right? I don't know how, at least not how, but what are my expectations are for Swamp, right? Like, they got a very solid set of riflers. I really like Josh and how aggressive he is. Yeah. But then that leaves me with like this new compound where like the BL actually have a fair chance at this game being balanced. So I'm thinking, do they actually still try to go for something aggressive, something out of left field? Like maybe they try to contest middle a lot more often? Or do you think that it's better for them? Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, do you contest Famous? Yeah, do you contest Famous? How do you even do that?
He's always playing on the tower position, trying to go on, try to get picks on mid. I don't know if he's going to change his position. Maybe the coach has a say now, but that's one of his best positions, and he always drops multiple kills, maybe frags on these positions. So it's going to be very hard for Strong Gaming. I believe that Kais knows that where Famous plays.
Yeah, and the thing is, if they do know, do they try to play around him, as you said? Or, I mean, there's always, like, that's my one thing that I always think about, right? Like, if I'm an IGL, do I plan my entire team to play away from the enemy star player and then adjust if he moves? Or do you play through him? It's like, okay, let's say like Famous, right? Like Famous don't mind contesting middle. He takes the duels sometimes, not always. So do I actually condition it or not? I guess that's the question that they'll have to answer, because Swamp are setting themselves up for what could be an ultimatum. It's one final map and one winner. Let's toss it to our casters.
Yeah, I think this is a surprise that we're here once again in a third map decider, but Swamp have done a great job. unKnights should have been reveling in victory already. They are not. We are playing on New Compound to close it out. Already, we're straight into the action in round number 1. unKnights with a 4v3 to begin.
Yeah, we're back with the game, and it looks like Swamp Gaming are down 2 players. But on the other hand, you took Famous, so that guys, you can count him as a full squad. unKnight, they have the numbers advantage. Still holding both sides. We're back to new compound, where you can see a lot of open angles here in A side. Help you to clear it. Be a little bit harder for the defender side.
Pietro will peek down. Good catch. Awesome will drop. And with Kais and Josh both tagged down to around 50 HP in a 4v2, you'd think there'd be no way back in, but it's a good trade from Josh on Pietro. HTC will run all the way around. And Kais will be able to find him. Okay, this has gone awry again for unKnights. What looked like a comfortable situation has gone back into a more contestable one. Flash over the top. Josh is trying to get away from the back of the site, but actually that flash has done great work. It's completely blinded him up behind the site. Now down to a 1v1, and Kais is going to win it out. Impressive work. Sock's got his one, but not enough. Swamp will start map 3 with the first round.
Yeah, and Swamp starting with Quadra kill to Kais. Quad goes to him, and that's a name to keep an eye on. New compound. First round, it's not one-sided anymore, and also it helps the Blacklist to play a lot better and be a little bit easier for them. Jan got one, but Josh trades with it. You whiff a shot, you lose your life. That's how it goes. You don't have a lot of chances either to play or do anything else.
Awesome has managed to tap down Snox beautifully. That was very clean. Pietro now dancing behind the box as well. Shouldn't be long for this world. And yes, another round going Swamp's way by the looks of things. When Famous is alive, you never know. But he's got 3 different angles to worry about. Great pre-fire on LSN. He knows where Kais is playing from. Pre-fire jump will come through. There we go. And SY finds Josh as well. What a turnaround. All down to Awesome. 1 versus 2. Time on the bomb is low, and LSY, he'll hold for the Awesome swing. More than enough time for that defuse. What an incredible recovery, what an incredible read. That did not look like it would be possible, but once again, Famous instigated it.
Famous started it, and LSY just finished it. That dynamic dude, the plays, the movement they had, the understanding to play this way, and Famous knowing what angles to clear, and where unKnights, I'm sorry, where Swamp Gaming will be standing at. Speaking of Swamp Gaming, dropping down LSY again and again and again. Those sniper shots hit directly to my heart. You love this. And that second one, come on! LSY. That's pretty crazy from him. Awesome. And LSY again. They take almost the full squad. 2 for Awesome, 2 for LSY. And Jen left alone in this situation. It's pretty hard, isn't it?
Famous will go down, but doesn't matter. The trader is there from LSY comfortably. And it's actually, like, it's kind of funny. That one retake that the Knights were able to grab in that previous round kick-started them a little bit somewhat again. That 4v2, I mean, technically right now it should be 3-0 because they should not lost that 4v2 in the first round of the game.
LSN down here. Took LSY. Both names are pretty close, just the difference of that last thing here. You gotta think like here from Swamp Gaming. What should be the execution? They still have a lot of util. I don't think that they still have a lot of smokes in their pocket. I'm sorry, stuns, not smokes. When it comes to the nades, they gotta just use 2 of them trying to break the route, get into the A site. I believe they might just trying to make a decoy for the B side at the same time. Pietro Pietro just chops down, and it's Famous and Snogs. I believe, like, if it was Famous and LSY, I'll have more hopes.
Yeah,
Since they
true.
are the dynamic duo that runs the place. Guys, seeing Famous left alone, it's pretty hard for him to get back at this one, and exactly, guys just drops the final bullet and takes a Knight to an equalizer round.
These two teams refuse to streak clear of one another, and when they do, they seem to get let back into the game, as we saw in map 2. Oh, Pietro is ready for that one. Good job. Jin will be kept at bay. Some of the slightly newer angles, of course, and newer textures of new compound. Oh, great clear. Also, Snox has put himself in a very good position as well. Kaiser didn't expect him to be hiding on the site. That recovers the man advantage for unKnights.
Also, he heard the steps. He was trying to just jiggle beak and see if he's just still on the corner of the room. But he's just like, yeah, you jump in and he's downside. You're down. You have an all where to go. LS Anna takes Pietro again. Turns that into a 2v2. Last 4 players in the server. And awesome. It looks like he's turning back. Like, after what we saw from him at the previous game, he just needs time to warm up. And this one, they still have 5 seconds to plant the bomb, and exactly, C4 is down. It's a 2v2. Can they play the after plant part? HDZ still got a smoke in his hand. I believe we still have also another stun and nade. That might help them a lot. LSN peeking. HDZ using the door to his side. Also, they're trying to go in 2 separate ways. LSN left alone, dropping the first. HDZ with the final headshot. Gets the round to unking.
Pretty good. I think that was a surprisingly clean retake, to be honest with you. But they managed to survive with 2 players alive, get back into the lead at 3-2. Here's a replay on our picture-in-picture. The LSM was kind of caught in a pretty impossible position in the end, especially when you've got players above you on top of the servers.
Time explains a lot of stuff. And for now, Famous. Yeah, don't check his camera. He will be pretty confused. He just died also, so it's still a 43 situation with Swamp Gaming using one tunnel here to try and enter the B side. But they might just see Pietro from the left side. And they can have Snox on the other, and exactly, Snox get one. Pietro with the crossfire, leaving Awesome alone at this place. And Pietro gives him the final bullet of his savior. One more round to unKnights, and they look a lot better on this side.
Come the nade stacks in middle. Snox knows what's coming, so they'll avoid them quickly. unKnights now up to 4-2. One minute 20 left in this round. Not really much has happened, as usual. But we're pushing up close middle. A little bit of control. See 3 players outside B right now for unKnights. And Pietro in his normal position, trying to get some damage done. He actually does get his 1-for-1. Actually, a good rotation from Snox as well. He's actually in a pretty nice angle. Especially as the time gets lower and lower. And they want to try and get onto that bomb site. Could be have his crosshair in the right place to get a bit of a multi-kill. But they are going to go to the opposite way. And Snox hears it coming. He hears it. And he's going to come in from behind with 2 quick kills. Very good job. He had all the information in the world to try and deal with that one. Nicely done. LSN will manage to trade one, but it's a 2v3 with very low time, and Famous says, I don't want you anywhere near my bomb site. I'm going to push aggressively and take both, and he does exactly that. 9 kills early game for Famous.
It went pretty good for them, and speaking of the previous round, you saw the distribution that Team unKnights had. First, they played default, and then they had some more consideration in the middle, so they just acted into it, and what they felt was correct, that Team Swamp Gaming are just trying to play a split execution and trying to control at least the midway and get closer to the doors to be able to change their pathing, and I believe they might have been just trying to go to B side, but the problem is you have Team unKnights ready for you. You see Snox, you see Famous, you see the rest of the boys. You got one, you got traded with, like, you got 1 kill, immediately traded with three players. And Famous had the final touches to finish the round, putting the ice on top of the cake and giving Swamp Gaming hard time, saying, yes, you were my former teammates, the team that I played with in the past few seasons, but it's time to try and smash and leave Swamp Gaming down to the ground.
Yeah, not much time left in the timeout now. unKnights are trying to start putting their foot down again, like you've been saying, and I think it's a bit of a surprise that we're even here in this third map when they're 8-4 in front. I'm sure they wouldn't have thought we'd be here. Back in game.
It always feels like the round after the pause is the fastest one. Both teams are trying to sheer dominance and control. And you can see them trying to push control room here. LSN holding the window. And at the same time, still have 4 players from Swamp Gaming going through the middle. unKnights already secured that they have more rounds in the first half than Swamp Gaming, but they wanna top it off. You wanna get extra rounds. They don't wanna get and give Swamp Gaming the chance, not a tiny one, to get back, to play their odds, to see their play and do something. Snox, he got 1, 2, make it 3 players in front of him. Might have a really crazy crossfire here. Pietro moves from the stun here. 1, make it 2, 3. unKnights actually dropping down a lot of Swamp Gaming players when it comes to HPs and players itself. Josh and Awesome almost 10 HP remaining for both. LSN making a crazy shot here and turning down LSY. It's here trying to turn back, but Awesome sets him down. HDZ is the remaining part for unKnights. What a turn of events here.
They're both, I mean, I say they're both like all low. They're all tickleable at this point. Would end their round. HDZ on the line, but when you have to deal with a headshot angle like that, it's very difficult to recover, and Josh will get that all-important kill. So that pause did work out for them.
Funny enough, unKnights picked the pause to give Swamp Gaming a time to breathe and think about the game. That's how hilarious it is. The question is, does Swamp Gaming know the answer here?
Oh, Famous is in a good position. He's absolutely stuck. Great tap on Jin. One more he'd love. He sees LSN, he sees Josh. 3 players on the other side. Surely doesn't get more. And there we go, finally. Finally taken down. Josh survives on probably, what, 2 HP?
He's barely alive. Snox holding a really good position here. Pietro also goes back into trying to dodge the stun here. He sees it. It's a time for Swamp Gaming to rush, but Pietro jump into that crossfire. He 1, 2, 3. Pietro with his Snokes on the crossfire. They leave LSN alone, and a successful one this time. The previous one, they got 2 kills and 2 low HP players, and they got the round to their name. LSN. Actually, this player clutched multiple rounds. I think that he's capable of doing it again, but it won't be that easy. He's still midlife. But HDZ got a lot of stuff to carry right now.
Yeah. And launched on by LSY. Okay, great little recovery there. Back to 6-3. That is going to be their lead at the half. And that's pretty good. They managed to increase that to an 8-4 in map 2. Didn't manage to convert it. Now 6-3 here as well. You'd think that would be enough, but you never know. You never quite know, especially with how the series has gone so far. Once again, Swamp playing as an underdog and playing as a good underdog. They've been, perennially the last couple of seasons, whether they play with Famous or not, they've been one of those dangerous teams that can pop up and get a win from here or there. Side swap comes in. We'll get Pietro back on camera soon. Don't worry, he's not running away.
It feels like Snox wants to sleep, even though that's morning for him.
relatable.
Funny enough, some players, their level and game might drop if they're playing morning or like in the night. Like it depends. So like that's an actual stats for players. Like the players that love to play by night, they can play earlier in the morning, and the same goes to the other players. Like a lot of the people that they are watching right now, they can relate. If you're having a long gaming session, if you started by going pretty short and not playing pretty well, if you're playing at noon or something like that, once the sunset, you will find yourself just running through your enemies and just taking a lot of kills and playing significantly better than morning.
Is that scientifically proven?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'll take a leaf out of that book then. If this is my resurrection of my career, if I take that advice. Whenever I see Famous on camera, it makes me believe I could rock being bald very easily. Because he looks cool. Time to shave my head soon, man. My hair's falling out. It's over.
He's my idol right now. We all go through those phases when you have like your long hair, your short one, and then depends on your genetics, they might
Of
just like
course.
fall off.
Yeah. Well, my dad's bald, so I didn't have much chance, I think. Stocks will take both LSN and Kais out of the round immediately as we start the second half. That's a really nice, fast opening to the round. So far, the unKnights players have been pretty solid today. A bit disappointed in their composure on map 2. Trying to get a 7-3 lead here. Right now, the Swamp defense is relatively split up.
For me, it feels pretty hard to play your odds into having 3v4 when you're playing in defense. It's a bit harder than if you're attacking, since you can just like stack into one place, trying to play it with a split and trying to take more space toward your side. And speaking of taking space, Snox is doing a pretty good job at this point. Pietro just taking Josh and Awesome and 2 bullets. They were more than enough to take 2 players, but Jen through the smokes tells him like, that's enough for you. Famous spots Jen, but being dropped down here, and Snox finished the round off. One more round to unKnights, and they keep their dominance through this series.
Yep, Pietro once again showing up when it matters. Get these sort of mid-round moments that really change and confirm situations that you might be a little bit nervous about. I'm sure he's not nervous. Been here countless times. Good flashes into the middle. Lots of pressure outside B very quickly early here. Josh will wait for LSY to push through though, and that's a great one to use. Jin will avoid that nade coming flying toward his face. So, good job from Swamp to recover the opening frag here. That actually does force unKnights away entirely.
Yeah, Seen LSY perform pretty hard in this game. Snatching heads, playing with a sniper, pretty good. And his teammate just felt that he's jealous. Like, yeah, he is also playing with the sniper, and Snox topping it down, taking 1, 2, make it 3 and 4
Wow.
to his name. Just knocks things totally obliterating his enemies.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that one. That is, Swamp may have got some progress early on in the round, but I think unKnights have entered new compound a little bit angrier after what happened in the previous map, and they've channeled that frustration into a really good performance. It's now 8-3. It was 8-4 last time. Surely 8-3 is way too far for Swamp to recover.
And of course Swamp Gaming did really good in the first 2 maps. Especially map number 2. Making a heroic comeback. And they're making sure to say that we're not an easy team to take off or to pick off. We're here to stay. Like, we're still in week 1 through CF West League. And they're showing progress through their series played. And now the question, will unKnights finish this round, finish the game itself, or Swamp Gaming does more stuff to do? Because that guys just dropped one with a really good trade, awesome.
Oh, he's
here
at
at the
it
same
again.
time. Huh. It's hard to count. They're in it.
LSN's doing a great job though. Oh, a lovely flick on the last. That was a great hold. Very clean. Absolutely necessary as well. There was a chance that if he died there, that round could have been a lot closer. But the Pietro double kill, which has so often created a round opening, didn't on this occasion because LSN, as we see in the replay, was better. And they recovered it to 8-4 again. Look at the kills on the board ever since the side switch. 7 for Snox already, 5 for Pietro already. It's a lot for Swamp Gaming to have to deal with.
Can they make a curse of their own, Swamp Gaming? Once they get to 8-4, you know that this game is going to overtime. If they can make it for another time, it will be historical for Swamp Gaming.
Yeah, it would be really something to talk about. That would be a massive shock. Good reaction from Kais. That's why swinging middle. That is a bit of a distraction, though, to try and take that attention away from the push through the smoke on toward B. Thankfully for HDZ, it's a good trade. An awesome ball drop to Snox. That's big. That allows them a plant. Snox is very low HP now off the back of that. Do they want to plant immediately? Looks like they will. Famous will reposition when that smoke is up into the corner, trying to be in an unpredictable angle. They'll give it a go. And now Kais will move in. This is a must-win retake for Swamp Gaming to be able to recover this game from an 8-4 deficit again. That was the beginning of their comeback last time, from 8-4 to 9-8 it was, before unKnights got 1 kill back on Eagle Eye to make it overtime. In comes the utility now. 12 seconds left on that defuse, and you really would favour unKnights from here. Surely there's not going to be enough time, and there's not even going to be enough time. There's also not going to be enough players left alive to try and defend against that. 9-4 it is.
Match point. Can they finish it in good fashion? That's the question. Or will Swamp Gaming take the long road And trying to come back by LSY. Looking for something here through the smokes. Josh having 1, 2, 3, 4 players washing him. That's not the way you really want to take it. Pietro takes 2 more kills. It's a 3v5. And awesome. Spotted back in the control room. That's not a really easy place to be in. And the bomb has been planted.
This could be it. This could be game winning. And it's why playing behind the site. Smoke is up. NSN will go down first. That's Famous's chance to activate. And in the end, it maybe took a little bit longer than necessary, as it so often does, it feels like, with some of these teams when it's early season in the CFWL. Maybe having a chance to warm up into the league, into the year. It did take one extra map, and one extra map, probably too many, than was necessary for unKnights to win. But they did win. And that's really the main thing that matters. And as we saw, the players that we wanted to play well, the individuals that we wanted to see perform, did perform. And I think Pietro had a number of really important multi-frags in mid-round situations. Famous was unbelievable, as we so often realise he will be. I've never really a doubt about that, really, is there? I think over the course of the series, though, one of the things that does make me pretty happy about what I've seen from unKnights over the course of these 3 game days so far is that the fact that they've got really ability across the board. Like if one player is last alive,
True.
he can clutch, whoever it may be. And I think that is a really solid sign for them as we kind of get into the meat and potatoes of the season. But to get into the meat and potatoes of the analysis, it's Volt and Penguin.
I mean, it might not even be needed that much. Just 2 players carrying every half, and that's basically what Trav was talking about, right? I mean, Penguin, we've seen in that BL half a lot of control. Whenever you're looking at Pietro, whenever you're looking at Snox, in the first half, of course, it was a famous pop-off alongside the sniper. So talk to me about that. Do you feel like it is because they're giving more resources to those guys depending on which half that they are in? Or was it just individual ability shining more in whatever half they're more comfortable in?
Well, the thing is that we've seen Swarm Gaming playing first map, second map, and then when they are going into the third map, I feel that the guy's energy or power or just the try-harding mode is not theirs anymore, because we've seen them randomly sometimes trying to peek, trying to play super aggressive on the global side as well after the switch. But starting as a Blacklist side, I didn't feel the teamwork going with the guys from Swarm Gaming. Like we've seen no utility usage or no maybe excessive utility usage, just basic smoke for A main or basic smoke for B main, just one flash for going into A side, which is not going to be the case if you want to be beating unKnights on A side, because I said HDZ is going to be having a very good game on A side and this the hold on A side, and yes, he did. So now Swarm Gaming, we've seen a very good performance on Ankara, and as I said, it was 10-6 in favor of unKnights. However, I've seen a lot of advantages that have been thrown by Swarm Gaming. When they went to Eagle Eye, we've seen a lot of weaknesses coming out from the boys from unKnights. Now, New Compound is a strong map for unKnights because we've seen them playing versus GBL, we've seen them playing also for Swarm Gaming. Yes, we are talking about B, D tier teams, but now unKnights, they need to step up a bit because they're gonna play more harder enemies in the next matches. We're gonna see more of the New Compound. So the way that the enemy teams played versus unKnights is not a thing that we can say, okay, unKnights are very good on New Compound. No, they have stretches, they have some good hold, they have some mid hold, and some multi-frags coming from Petrol, which supports the team. But if you're playing versus a super organized team that uses an excessive ability, I guess they might face some problems about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be the case. And I mean, we're talking about the Elite. We're going to be watching the Elite up next. And that is something that maybe unKnights could take a look at, try to figure out what they can actually do that will be a better look for them once they get into those kind of games. But just touching upon, I guess, the Eagle Eye a little bit here in the prior game in the series. I feel like that's one of the maps that, with this new compound, I'm seeing the same things, right? Like, again, some good rudimentary ideas. There's not really a lot of layers behind it. And you talked about it for Swamp a little bit. I feel like the only main difference really for unKnights and Swamp on that Eagle Eye was that a little bit of better util usage for unKnights, but better trading actually from Swamp. And that was the thing that completely have gone missing here.
Yeah, and the clutches as well from Swarm Gaming was perfect on we're talking about in Eagle Eye, because we've seen Josh multiple times
Yeah.
clutching LSN, I mean, also multiple times clutching versus unKnights, which is not the case in the last map or in the third map. Because I said the compound is the map that needs to have a very, very good communication, very, very good teamwork as a team, because the executions into assault is not easy, and also defending as global risk is not easy because you have multiple angles to watch. You have a lot of angles to get flashed on, like this angle we are talking about. Petro, he's got flashed, but yet he has a crossfire with his teammates, so he can have him back up. If you don't have a good teamwork, you don't have a good positioning, if you don't have a good communication, you will suffer because of this utility usage. So I'm saying, yes, Swan Gaming didn't use that much utilities versus unKnights. That's why we cannot judge how good our new compound, unKnights new compound is, unless we see them playing versus a team that is actually using a very good utilities, having a very good communication, a very well-organized team. However, Swarm Gaming, I've seen a good Ankara from them. I've seen a good Eagle Eye from them. I would love to see more from them. Also, Black Widow was phenomenal versus Vitality, if we're talking about. So they are a team that has some basic maps that they can work on and actually get the wins.
Yeah, I mean, again, Ankara, the first time that we've seen it this phase. And I'm actually excited to see more Ankara throughout the season. So that's the thing that I'm most looking out for. But, well, there are really stats to look at here in the score sheet. Pretty easily you can tell that Swamp wasn't having the best of times, especially Jin suffered the most for his team. Yep. And again, even considering who's playing the entry role, Famous and Snox are doing really well for themselves, and SY as well. Like, everybody really had a good game, and Pietro, unlike maps 1 and 2, just popped off absolutely on the behalf.
Yeah, he played very good. Yeah, exactly. He played very good on the Blacklist side. Even on the Globalist side, the rotation, the movement was perfect. He was doing the crossfire as needed. And in the end, Snox claims the set MVP because of his performance as well on the map that they lost. I remember that Snox was one of the best players playing Eagle Eye, even though they lost it versus Swan Gaming. So he's claiming it was 1.67 KD. This guy's getting back his sharp aim. He's trying to get his team into the playoffs with 2 wins now for unKnights out of 2 games versus GBL and versus also Swarm Gaming. Now they should step up because they are about to face Vitality, LCK, and Nemesis.
Yeah, and we still got a massive set of games coming up. Of course, we talked about the one that's coming right after this one, but again, like, just watching this, very deserved by Snox. I 100% do agree. But the one thing that maybe I'm actually optimistic for this unKnights side